Hey everyone, so it's definitely been a second since I've last posted. Y'all are probably used to that by now if you watch my videos. Trying to be consistent, but I got a lot of schoolwork and, shit like that, and I don't want to just completely be a lazy piece of shit who, just post videos and, plays games and uses substances recreationally, so, I definitely still want to get my work or I definitely do want to get my work done. I definitely do want to go to college one day, so I've been doing that. But I thought I'd tell a little bit of an acid story because to be honest, whenever I'm telling stories to my friends and stuff, those are low key my favorite stories to tell. Acid is also my favorite substance to take recreationally. I don't know. It's just a really good time in my opinion. I've never had a bad acid trip. Hopefully one day in the future I don't come out with a video of me saying oh guys, here's my bad acid trip, because I heard those are terrifying. I've had a bad mushroom trip before and I can't imagine having a bad acid trip. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the video now, so yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to kind of start this video from the top, because this video is, I guess, a little bit on the longer side. This video isn't gonna be extremely long, but, it is definitely gonna be decently lengthy compared to other videos. I doubt this is gonna be my longest, but this one will be up there. So I remember, I planned to go to the mall. I was going to the mall. It was gonna be me, my friend Chris, obviously, because, that dude's my fucking brother, that dude's my homie. And then my friend Jonathan is also going to go to the mall. Me, Chris, and Jonathan all together had money, and we were all planning to get some shit from my guy. But the thing is me and Jonathan had to leave the mall at 5 because our parents wanted us home. But Chris told us that he could stay at the mall for longer, and so we pretty much decided hey man, when we leave, can you take our money? Because we knew that Chris was going to get shit too. Chris was getting acid, and he was also going to be getting himself a pen, because, this is the period of time where none of us really wanted to buy any bud, and we were kind of just going through the pen phase, Chris is still kind of in that, but now I've definitely evolved into kind of more of a bud guy, because let's be real, you don't know what they're putting in those things. But anyway, so we're kind of just at the mall, and, after we ate some Raisin Canes. I gave my money to Chris. I think I had about, I think I had, $40, or it might have been $30. Yeah, it was $30. I gave my $30 to Chris. Jonathan gave, $20 to Chris. I'm pretty sure Jonathan was just getting, a vape or some shit, I'm not going to call it Nick, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people just say Nick because they feel too embarrassed to call it a vape, because that's what it is. Bro, swallow your pride. You're hitting a vape. Let's be real. But I'm getting kind of sidetracked. Fuck, I'm sorry about that background noise. But pretty much, so there's actually a bit of a funny detail I can add. Chris actually had a pen with him. He had one of those cakes that I was talking about in the past videos, those shitty dispos. I'm not really sure if I referred to them as shitty in the other stories, but these things were pretty shitty. And I remember Chris took too many hits, and this was a rainy day. It wasn't raining at the moment we were walking outside, but we were pretty much walking back from the Raisin Canes area to the main chunk of the mall where there's all the chain stores, because the Raisin Canes is in the mall area, but it's not connected to the mall, you know what I mean? So we were walking back, and the ground was still wet from the rain, and then Chris fucking slips and falls, and then we just hear fuck, and we hear him falling, and me and Jonathan turn around and we see him fucking on the ground, and his hands bleeding a little bit, and he's I want to fucking go home. And it's kind of sad, because me and Jonathan made him stay so that he could pick our stuff up. So, just so you know everybody's order, I know I mentioned that Jonathan was getting his fucking mango-flavored vape, because, he's into that, I guess. Chris was getting 3 tabs of acid plus a pen, and then I just straight up wanted 3 tabs of acid. The ones that my guy had were just these green little gel tabs. They were 300 UG per tab, which I was actually really fucking with these tabs because, you know, they feel nice. They last really fucking, or acid usually just lasts really long. They're not bitter. They don't taste like anything. You know, they're real. They pass the UV test. They pass all the tests I put them through. So, you know, just good, trustworthy acid. Like, pretty much what you'd want to get. But so, after the mall, we all kind of disbanded. We all get picked up by our parents. You know, we go home. And I called Chris when I, like, got home. Or, like, I waited an hour because I knew that he was going to stay by a little bit so he could get the shit. But pretty much when I got home, I called him and I was like, yo, bro, did you get it? And he's like, yeah. And he was like, I got your shit, I got my shit. And he told me that my guy pretty much gave him a 6 strip, and then he was just going to split the strip. Like, he'll give me 3 of the tabs, and he'll keep 3 of the tabs himself, because, you know, he was going to take those tabs. And I actually remembered it was kind of funny, because I'm pretty sure he took the tab as soon as he got home, which is, like, a little funny to me. You know, we were playing games together, and he was off a tab, and he was saying, like, he felt like a snake and shit. Like, I don't know what this dude was talking about, but I have no idea what he was seeing, but it was funny. But it was either the next day or the day after, which conveniently, this day was actually New Year's Day. So, me, Jonathan, and Chris, we all meet up at the park. This is the same park, like, with the elementary school that, you know, we hopped the fence, and there's literally a datura plant growing next to the school that me and Chris took advantage of. If y'all know that story, that's cool. If y'all don't, that's okay. You know, probably not the best story, but, you know, it's a funny little story that I got. Getting kind of sidetracked, but as soon as we get there, he opens up this, like, little bag, because my guy pretty much gives out the tabs in these, like, goofy little looking packets. So I just took the packet. I took the 3 strip, because he only brought 1 packet, and the rest of his tabs were in that thing too. So I brought, like, a thing of aluminum foil with me, and I just wrapped the tabs in the aluminum foil, because when tabs come in contact with light, it reduces the potency, and you don't want that. We're over here hanging out at this park for a little bit, and it's, like, pretty funny, because there's, like, these little kids, and, like, since it, like, rained a bunch, like, the wood chips at, like, this, like, playground at the park, because the park is way more than just a playground. Like, there's not just a playground, it's, like, a whole park. Like, there's a bunch of benches, like, it's a big park. Like, the playground is, like, the tip of the iceberg of the park, but we're sitting, like, a bit far away from the park, and we see a bunch of kids, like, jump into the wood chips, and they just, like, fall into a deep, like, pile of water, or a deep body of water. And another, like, kind of funny part I could throw in is when Jonathan, like, tried out his vape. I don't know if, like, my guy fucking, like, scammed him, or my guy, like, fucked him or some shit, but his shit wasn't working, or maybe he was just using it wrong, and there was, like, some way to activate it that we didn't know about, but I'm pretty sure he just ended up throwing that shit away. Now, here's where the story actually, like, kicks off into, like, the main part of the story, where this actually, like, becomes, like, the story. So I get home after the park, like I said, it's New Year's Day, and I immediately, oh, that was a fucking voice crack, but I immediately decided, like, you know what, I want a trip tonight, I'm doing this. So, I think it was about, like, I want to say I dropped, one of the tabs at, like, I forgot to mention, in the 3 strip, my guy actually, like, hooked me up a little bit, and it was, like, 3 tabs and a half, so that'll be important for later on, I guess. But, pretty much it becomes about time for me to pop this tab, so, yeah, you could probably assume, you know, I eat that fucker. You know, well, I didn't eat it, but, you know, I put it on my tongue, and there's this thing that I do, you know, I heard that you're supposed to do. I'm not really sure if this is true, because, you know, I'm not any, like, kind of fucking expert or anything, but, like, I do this thing, I'll, like, have it on my tongue, and, like, half the time it'll be under my tongue, but then the other half it'll just be on top of my tongue. I don't know, what y'all think about, like, if I'm doing that right, or, like, if that's fucking stupid. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you have, like, an input on that. But, yeah, this tab goes right down the hatch, and, you know, I'm kind of just chilling. Like, I didn't have any wax or any bud, you know, no eddies. So it was just the tab, you know. I decide, like, I'm just gonna, you know, chill until the tab kicks in. And, you know, I'm just, like, chilling, you know. I should think like I was like playing Geometry Dash or some shit for like a whole hour. And it's actually like kind of funny because like while I was playing Geometry Dash, like that's how I fucking like noticed like the come up, cuz like you kind of feel this like fuzziness in this like, or this electrical like pulse just like pulsing through your body, and it just like slowly gets like more intense. It feels kind of like you're just slowly going up an elevator of getting high on a psychedelic, and like you slowly, the visuals get more intense, but like pretty much like the outlines of everything like on my phone, like the phone time and like the fucking game that I was playing on my phone, fucking Geometry Dash, I see like all the outlines kind of just like wiggling a little bit and like breathing. And the reason for this, I assume, is just because like when you look at something while you're on like a good dose of psychedelics for too long and then you like look away, it like kind of has like an after imagey effect. Or I've always noticed that I've had that with acid. Oh, a side note, sorry that I sound tired. Today was busy as hell, and today is actually going to be like a pretty crazy, pretty long story. So in the future, I am going to be telling a story about today. But yeah, let me just get back on topic. So I'm playing fucking Geometry Dash on my fucking phone while like watching videos on my TV. You guys probably already know I'm watching commentary, you know. That's the community I'm a part of, you know. I wasn't like watching any like super popular commentary YouTubers. I think the dude I was watching has like 50,000 subs. I'll maybe put his channel up on my screen actually, and y'all should go check him out. But cause yeah, I honestly really like promoting other commentary YouTubers, cause you know they're cool as hell. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about like doing two things at once, like playing a game while like watching a YouTube video. That shit just like keeps you engaged, and it's just like amazing. And like if you're high too at the same time. But I mean, as this acid like really kicks in and starts like heavily taking over my mind, I kind of start to like put my phone down and kind of just like enjoy the non-digital world, and like enjoy like, because like I always like, whenever I'm on acid, I always like look at my lamp, because like I'll just see that bitch fucking morphing. Like it almost feels like it's like smiling at me. Like I know it's not true, but like, you know, you just feel everything like gains a spiritual presence. But so I'm kind of just enjoying the trip, enjoying the ride. Like, you know, I'm doing like, I'm going all over the place. Like at this point, I don't have an attention span. I'm just like going with the flow. Like I'm like, one moment I'm scrolling, one moment I'm eating, one moment I'm like playing a game, one moment I'm drinking a soda. Like I was just doing anything. And you know, like I guess like the primary like fun I was having was, you know, just looking at shit, and then like, because like I'm a big, and I'm sure everyone who likes psychedelics is, but I'm like a big like visuals kind of guy. Like that's like one of my favorite parts, which that isn't like, that's not me saying like it, that I'm not trying to say that like it's a hot take or anything, because I'm pretty sure like a lot of other people who like psychedelics are all about the visuals too. But I just thought I'd throw that in there so that you guys have, like, I guess, as best of an understanding of my mindset as you can. I remember there was this one, like, very specific, very memorable moment of the night where I actually went to the bathroom, and I was, like, looking at my door, like, when I was done using the bathroom, and the visuals were, like, causing these, like, patterns to appear where, like, conveniently enough, I guess this might have been because, like, since that was kind of on my mind, like, this is what I was seeing, but I was seeing, like, these patterns where there was these, like, colorful, like, rainbowy, like, mushroom patterns just, like, appearing on my door and, like, moving around and, like, kind of, like, wiggling a little bit, and it was pretty cool. Now, here's where the story gets a little goofy. So, what I don't think I mentioned yet is that these tabs are all 300 UG each. They're the green gel tabs. I remember I was thinking, like, and if you know anything about acid trips, you know, they kind of come in waves where, like, one moment, like, you're tweaking out, you're twacked out, you're, like, going crazy, and then another moment, you barely notice it, and then another moment again, it gets, like, crazy again. So I was having one of those moments where it was like really like weak and I wasn't like feeling a whole lot, and so I thought like, okay, how about I redose? So I go into my little baggie. It's not like a plastic bag that's like see through. It's like a colored bag and it's like very small, and I grab out another tab and I'm thinking I'm just gonna redose. So I redose and I text my friend telling her what I did, and I also made sure to mention that I already did one. And she was like, Jesus Christ, Jackson, you're fucking crazy. And I'm kind of just like, hey, I just want to have a good time. I gotta have this experience for the books. And so after I do this, I don't notice anything for, I want to say, a good 45 minutes. Then after like a good hour, I'm like fucking scrolling YouTube shorts. And like whenever I look at people's faces, they look like fucking aliens, and their like heads are getting like way too big, and like their faces look like not human. And it was like looking back at it, it probably looked funny as hell, and it probably looked stupid, and if I saw it now, I'd probably think it's funny. But like then at the moment, it was terrifying as hell. And the crazy thing is this next tab lasted for like a whole another 12 hours. I did it at 4 a.m. and I'm pretty sure it lasted until like 5 p.m. the next day, and I was just awake the whole time. Yeah, pupils were cooked. Like absolutely cooked. I looked like a fucking mosquito. It was bad. I mean, it was fun though. I didn't have a bad time. I was just chilling, texting people I care about, laughing, playing games, having really sweet thoughts. It was like a very, very enlightening experience. I'm not saying that I recommend that anybody watching this, goes and tries it, but, I just know that I had a good time. And I'll say again, sorry I haven't been like very consistent with like the posting and shit. My shit is getting busy, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do multiple uploads to make up for all the laziness and all the inconsistency I've been dealing with. But yeah, this is a story of the longest acid trip that I have been through, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got a laugh out of it. I just hope that this was an entertaining video, and yeah, I'll definitely make sure to post again. This will not be the last. Obviously, it probably feels like that though with how inconsistent I've been being. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it off right there, and yeah, I'll see y'all.